Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to look at 10 rare BMWs that you should get if you collect them. This list of 10 is completely random. I just chose 10 models that I think a BMW collector should have in his collection. Sit back, follow me, and enjoy the video. I put one of my favorites in the 10th place. This is the BMW E46 convertible with individual option. This model is much nicer than the regular E46 convertible. It has a custom paint job, different wheels, much nicer wood trim, and the leather seats are a much nicer shade of color. This model is only a limited edition of 1,500 pieces if I remember correctly, so it is quite rare. If you are looking for an E46 convertible model and you find one, buy it immediately. It is a beautiful model. I put all the E90 series in 9th place. I chose them because Kyosho has reached the heyday of model production here. Actually, a relatively underrated model to this day of all of them is probably the E92 and the E93. These two are slightly more expensive, however they are all very nice models, which is why they are on this list. What's interesting is that from the E90 to the 92, the only models with the 30i engine are the convertible E93 with the 35i engine. 8th place went to the Kyosho E65, E66 pair. For me, I like the pre-facelift version less, but as there are not very many other detailed alternatives, it has a place on the list. As with the real car, the facelift has done it good. Unfortunately, it's hard to find an E65 nowadays that doesn't have paint problems, so there's a huge price gap between the two models. The E66 is a much nicer model, and there were versions with different engines and an individual version, which is the holy grail for this model. Next up is E89Z4 in 7th place. Unlike its predecessor, the E85, this model is extremely rare. The opening hardtop is a huge detail of this model. It was available in many colors, but for some reason the rarest finishes are the dealer editions. If you like classic roadsters, you will like this model. I can only recommend it. The 6th model in the series is the E30Z1. This Minichamps model is a beautiful piece. It dates back to the days when Minichamps only produced closed models in 1/43 art scale. Very detailed, everything is opinable. At one time it was very cheap to buy, but now it is a very rare and sought-after model. It's not that expensive compared to new models, so I recommend you buy this one if you want something special. The 5th is a huge favorite of mine from BMW 2000 to TII. This model is the most beautiful 2002 ever released. The Minichamps version is not ugly either, but auto art is in a different league for me. There were two versions available, the early one with the round tail light and the facelifted version. I personally prefer the later one, but both models are very nice. However, the price of auto art from this period is quite high, so anyone thinking of buying one will find the prices surprising. The 4th is perhaps one of the most beautiful classic BMW coupes in the E9 3.0 CSI. A couple of manufacturers have tried to release this model, but no one has ever done it with the detail and quality that Auto Art has done. If E9, then I say only Auto Art. Minichamps are not cheap anymore, so if anything is worth paying the difference for, it should be this model. 3rd on the list is the E24635 CSI from Auto Art. It's ahead of the E9 only because I slightly prefer the 80Es still analog, but more modern cars. This model has also had so much skin removed from it, released by Automobile, Minichamps, MCG, just to name a few bigger names, but unfortunately none come close to Auto Art, and I don't mean to demean other manufacturers by this, but it's the truth. This is also reflected in the prices. Even though newer models have been released, the Auto Art version has become more expensive. The second is Auto Art BMW E21 323i. It was my first quality BMW model, and that is why it was placed here. The model is amazing. It has beautiful detail, and no other E21 model has been released since this wonderful. For me, this model is so important because it was the one that showed me the direction I wanted to go in terms of collecting. Of course, the price of this model has also become quite high. If you want a more serious quality E21, Auto Art is clearly the best choice. In the first place, I had to put one of the holy grails, and it is also Auto Art. It is the E28 M535i. This was the model I had been looking for about 3-4 years that I found at a reasonable price. It was the first Auto Art BMW whose price exploded very quickly. For the price of this BMW, you could easily buy 2 other Auto Art models. Today, it is simply shockingly priced and unrealistically expensive. Anyone who managed to get one then is a lucky man today. Thank you for watching. If you like my video, please like it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you don't want to miss out on similar content, please hit the bell icon. See you in the next video.